Alysha, thank you so much for being here today. Why don't you introduce yourself and tell us a little bit more about what you do and how you got started?
So my name is Alysha. I am a fashion stylist here in Dallas.
Jaren, you've been doing amazing work with my photography and videography. I thought it might be fun to turn the camera on you this time.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
So why don't you introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about what you do?
My name is Jaren. I'm the owner of JCI Creatives. I do photography and video production work. I do content creation. I do a little bit of everything in media.
Okay. How'd you get started? What made you decide to start your business?
How I got started, honestly, out of depression is really how I got started. I was in a space where I know I needed more, like I know I needed to get out of the funk and I couldn't quite figure out how to. And so clothes kind of became that avenue for me to do that. And in me doing that for myself, I figured I could do it for other women as well. The power of social media. So fashion stylist, I started to follow Jay Bolin, and I was like, wow, he's amazing. Like, I want to work with him. Kind of spoke that into existence. And a few years later, I went to one of his boot camps and he was looking for an intern at the time. And I was just like, hey, I'm here in Dallas. Is it something I can do? And he was like, yeah, I actually need somebody. So we kind of connected from there. That was on like a Saturday. He reached out to me on Tuesday. And I was actually clocking into my job. And I was like, okay, let me go here and see, what it's all about. And kind of the rest has been history.
Somewhat like 15 years ago, I saw a major disparity in media for Black and brown people. Back in 2007, I was in undergrad and I was doing graphic design. And I saw that I couldn't find good quality images of our people anywhere. And so in that, I saw a need. I decided to take the money that I was making from graphic design. I bought my first camera, and my job was to storytell for Black folks. I wanted to make sure that our biggest, most prideful moments, our histories, our wins, our losses, I wanted to make sure they were captured.
Tell me about another time that you felt like you've been the boldest or most innovative in your business.
I think the most boldest was probably quitting my job. I feel like was probably, I knew I did not. So I was working at TSA at the time. I knew I did not want to be there forever. Like from the moment I clocked in, I was like, I cannot do this forever. Around my birthday time, so I'm fasting and I'm just like, hey God, like what's next? Like we've already completely blown my mind, but like what are we going to do next? Like what should I be preparing for? He gave me something that I was not prepared for. He told me on October 27th, you're going to quit your job. I was like, okay, God, like it was a few times I was like, okay, now God, if you're going to tell me to do this, because at that time I wasn't Alysha Antoinette. I didn't have a logo. I didn't have anything. I didn't have a website. And so I was like, God, okay, if you're telling me to do this, I need to have 5 clients of my own. I need a website and I need professional pictures. By the end of August, I had all of that.
Now you've been hearing me talk about bold a lot. You've captured a lot of my videos. Tell me about your bold moments as you think about your business.
But I think some of the most bold moments is just capturing great people, working in weddings and helping people start businesses and really get out there and take a chance on themselves. Being an entrepreneur, starting a business is really about taking a risk. And so I think the boldest thing you can do is be fearless and actually get out there and try something for yourself. And so even if you fail, you have the ability to say that I did that and I made it on the other side.
I'm always interested in how people's bold expresses, right? For some people, it might be in clothes, it might be in look, it might be in what they say. What would you say is Jaren's expression of boldness?
If you were to ask my wife, she would probably say it's in the tongue. It's in the way I speak and, how I show up. And so I would say that would be my bold. But I also like to say that, when I'm on, I'm on. So my bold comes out in my style, and I think, that I have a nice style. Other people may not. But I love bright colors. One of my brand colors is hot pink, and I like to do variations of that. So hot pink, lime greens, purples, things of that nature. I like things that really stand out. And so early and often when I get an opportunity to do that, you'll see me in a full monochromatic suit. You'll see me, I'm a big fella, but I like to move the weight. So sometimes I like to put on different things and really showcase myself and what I'm able to do. So I feel like that's how I express my bold.
Okay, my last question for you. Clearly, you are showing the expression of bold when you think about your clients. But what about for you, Alysha? What does your bold expression look like when you think about leaving your mark, saying Alysha was here? What does that look like for you?
That's so good. I feel like my mark, I want to make people feel like good. I want to, even if it's with your clothes, if it's with the words I leave, like it's so important. Like I don't really like to speak unless I have something to say. I don't like to be a person to just talk.